Hello, how are you? Our lesson from Unit 3, Lesson 3. It's about the area of a square in terms of its diagonal length. At first, the area of a square knowing the length of its sides. The area of a square equals side length times side length. Or we can say it in the simplest form, A for area equals S times S. S for the side length. For example, if we say that a square whose side length is 4 centimeters, then the area, we have here the side length. We know that the area of a square equals side length times side length or S times S. And we know that the side length here is 4. So the area will be 4 times 4 equals 16 centimeter square. The perimeter of a square is 32. Find its area. We know that the perimeter is 32 and it needs the area. At first, to find the area, we have to remember the rule of the perimeter of square and the area of a square. The perimeter of a square equals side length times 4 and the area of a square equals side length times side length. So the side length here is very important. At first we have to find the side length. The perimeter of a square equals side length times 4, then the side length will be the perimeter divided by 4. We will divide the perimeter divided by 4 because the square has 4 equal sides. So 32 divided by 4 equals 8 centimeters. We find here the side length, so we can get the area. The area of a square equals side length times itself or side length times side length. And we know that the side length here is 8 centimeters. So 8 times 8 equals 64 centimeter square. Second, the area of a square knowing the length of its diagonal. The area of a square equals half the length of its diagonal times itself. Or we can say it in the simplest form like A for the area equals half times D times D, D for the diagonal. For example, a square whose diagonal length is 6 centimeters, then find the area. We know that the area of a square with knowing the length of its diagonal equals half times D. Half times the diagonal here is 6 centimeters, so half times 6 times 6. Half 6 here is 3, so 3 times 6 equals 18 centimeters square. Find the area of each of the following. We know that square of side length 3.5 centimeters, so we have here the side length, and we know that the area of a square equals S times S. So we can say that the area of the square ABCD equals S times S, and we know the side length here is 3.5 centimeters. So 3.5 times 3.5 equals 12.25 centimeter square. Another example, the square MNOP. The area of a square MNOP equals, we have here the diagonal, and we know that the area of a square with knowing the length of its diagonal equals half times D times D. So the area of a square equals half times, the diagonal here is 8 centimeters, half times 8 times 8, half times 8. Half 8 here is 4 centimeters, so 4 times 8 equals 32 centimeter square. XM here equals 2.5 centimeters. So we can say that XZ equals 2 times 2.5 equals 5 centimeters. So we can say that XZ here equals 5 centimeters and XZ is a diagonal of a square. So we can find the area of this square with knowing its diagonal. The diagonal here is 5 centimeters, so it will be half times 5 times 5. Half times 5 times 5 equals 12.5 centimeter square. The area of a square is 50 centimeters square. Find its diagonal length. We know that the area of a square equals half times D times D. So we can say that 50 equals half times D times D. And we need to remove the half from here. So we'll multiply 2 times 50 to move the half from here. So 50 times 2 equals 100. 100 equals D times D. So we search for the number. If we multiply by itself, it will be 100. So the diagonal length here is 10 centimeters. Why it's 10 centimeters? Because 10 times 10 equals 100. Find the area of the shaded part. We have here a rectangle and inside it a square. At first, to find here the shaded part between the rectangle and square, we have to find the area of rectangle. And we know that the area of rectangle equals length times width. The length here is 12 centimeters and the width here is 8 centimeters. So 12 times 8 equals 96 centimeters square. Second, we have to find the area of square. We have here the length of diagonal. The length of diagonal here equals the width of the rectangle. So the area of square equals half times 8 times 8. Half times 8. Half 8 here is 4. So 4 times 8 equals 32 centimeters square. And to find the shaded part between the rectangle and square, we'll do subtraction operation. So the area of rectangle equals 96 minus 32, the area of square equals 64 centimeters square. It's the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening and see you. Bye.